Hi guys, I just got done with my tapping call, which I do every Monday for an hour with a tapping coach. EFT tapping is emotional freedom techniques tapping. It's just like you tap on trigger points on your body that does something in your brain that helps you process old things that like come up with feelings that you're feeling now and be with parts of you that feel certain ways. Like, for example, tonight I was just kind of like, I feel really in limbo and confused, but as you're tapping these, I feel really confused and in limbo and frustrated, blah, blah, blah. I feel it in my throat, I feel it in my head, I feel it wherever, but I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. And the magic that this stuff has in it is oh, I just got goosebumps, is like weird. And I say that from like a point of, like, I don't really understand the science behind it, because I haven't had to at this point. I just kind of trust it. And my mom's also certified EFT tapping coach, so she works with a coach, but she also coaches people and does tapping for her clients because she's a life coach. But tonight, like, I always have good sessions, but some are better than some are more, I've literally come to this lady like crying, screaming, throwing up on the floor during my lowest of low moments. And like there's some points where I, like, during some meetings where I couldn't even speak, let alone repeat the words that we were supposed to be saying. And I just look back on those moments and I'm like, holy shit, wow, I've really come a long way also. But it's not a linear journey regardless. Anyways, tonight I took some notes because I want to get better at remembering what we talk about. And one of them I just wrote down. I said, I can be confused and be okay. And at this point, I should be a goddamn expert in being confused and in limbo, because I have not had a solid plan or lived in one place for longer than 3.5 months in 3 years now. And I just haven't had like a clear plan since the beginning of my college journey. I haven't had a clear plan, but now it's like all kind of starting to unfold, and that's scary for me, because going from not having a clear plan to seeing how things could unfold, but being so scared that if it goes wrong that you're back at baseline, it's almost like my level of like equilibrium has been like tilted for three years now, that like bringing it to stable feels like I'm tilting it, but really it's just going to stable. So I have to kind of work through that and realize that like having a solid plan is not scary because it's actually scary. It's scary because I've gotten used to not having plans and having to adapt, and the chaos that comes with not having a plan. So yeah, and then I also wrote, it's hard to think of what we want to do because there's so much fear blended into it. So I was like talking about how I potentially see myself going to med school, but I've literally always told myself that door has been slammed shut from the get-go, because I'm scared of XYZ, I'm scared of failure, I'm scared of not being the best, because I do things that I know I'm the best at because I'm good at them, and then I don't have to fail. That's another conversation for a later date. But I think that's true with everything. Like, it's so hard to get clear on what you want if you find yourself in a place where you don't know what you want. I think that deep down we really do, but it comes down to like not listening to it because it's surrounded by the fear. You have like a big yes. She said you have a big yes signal, and then you have like a bright flashing red no sign by it, and these are all these little fears. But once we can kind of dim those no's and really understand where they're coming from, it gets a lot easier, and then the yes gets brighter and you can follow it way more easily. That was revolutionary for me. Then I also wrote, if I'm confused, I don't have to face what I'm scared of, which goes along with that, because when we stay in these states of confusion, sometimes it's like we're not even confused anymore. We're just really putting off what we're scared of. And so by remaining in the confused state over here, you no longer have, you can avoid looking at what's next, that like what you're scared of. Because it's just, I don't know, it's just sitting in this like confused state because it feels safer almost than like acknowledging what could potentially be so good, but also so scary and so potentially sucky. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff with that, and I feel emotion so deeply in my throat, and I know when I talk it like gets like constricted, and there's a lot that came up with that tapping session. It started out as a unsureness about my relationships and things like that, but then it quickly turned to career paths because I'm starting my job soon, and I'm starting my health coach training program. Well, actually it started today, and all this stuff is happening. But this all goes to say that sometimes, and we have certain tells, we give ourselves away of what we want so bad, but sometimes we convince ourselves so hard that it's not possible that becomes a fact in our mind. Like, I can't go to med school because I'm scared, or I'm not good enough, or I didn't pass chemistry, or blah blah blah. But when we keep telling ourselves that as fact, of course we're gonna think that going to med school is not possible. But when you step back and realize where those initial no's in your mind came from, anything is possible. Anything. Like, anything. Because if you would look back at me, my sophomore, junior year of high school, and say, I want to go to med school, she would look at me and be like, bitch, get fucking real. You just gotta be in chemistry. Like, calm down. You need to go be like a fucking, I don't know. But you can't be a doctor. You can't do math. You can't, Oh, also failing, actually withdrawing from my math class my senior year of high school because I was in such a bad place mentally that I was literally about to fail out, and it was a college class, so I had to drop it. Those two things combined tanked my confidence, and from those points on, I never took another math class till I absolutely had to. Never, to this day, take another science class. I've just so convinced myself that I'm not good at these things when that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. And it's unfortunate because I've spent the past 5 years telling myself I'm not good at those things. When imagine if I had someone or myself to say, dude, like, lock in, it was 1B, you were going through a tough time, you are good at these things. Not only was it 1B, like, you were top performing in the class, like, no one got A's, like, chill out. I'm just looking back, and I wish I could give that younger version of me a hug, because I don't regret anything that I've done so far in my college career, because studying abroad has gotten me so many opportunities and places and friends and experiences. But now it's time for me to really, really reevaluate what I want and what I think is possible, because if we don't do this periodically, reevaluate what we think is possible, we will always have this narrow-minded vision, I think. And how unfortunate is it to go through life so narrow-mindedly, not realizing what's right within our reach, but we've told it no, we've told ourselves no. But, like, the universe is ready to hand it to you if you say yes and open your eyes and your mind and your heart. Whoa, that was quite deep and philosophical. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great night. I'm mostly making these so I can look back on them later, but I hope that if someone sees them, that they're helpful too, because if I had someone tell me this shit in senior year of high school or freshman year of college, I might be in a very different place. So don't tell yourself no. Don't close doors that weren't closed. Don't go out of your way to make things impossible in your mind. That's all. Bye.